He managed to kind of create something out of nothing, and as soon as the tables turned, as soon as Mamedyarov created any threats, Rapport collapsed. So, yeah, a bit of a strange first Blitz game. Both players do look quite nervous, or at least their play looks quite nervous, but now, no time for nerves. It's all about whether Rapport can go for the win, and, OK, is he going to play bishop takes knight?
He is.
Yeah. This, I can't remember the name of this variation, but it's a very risky one for Black. Black parts with his ideal dark squared bishop at the cost of ruining the white pawn structure. If you look at white c-pawns, double pawns. Computers hate this, but complex.
I can give you the name. It's called the modern defense, the beef eater variation.
The beef
eater, yeah.
Okay. Maybe I didn't even know that name then.
No, I didn't know the name either.
Beef, is that something in front of the castles?
Yeah, in the Tower of London, there are the people with the red hats.
That's it.
I don't know
like
where
red suits and black furry hats.
Yep.
That's the one. And meanwhile, there is actually quite a lot of theory on this variation. It kind of goes in and out of fashion. A lot of players, including Magnus and Nakamura, they play this in Blitz, just in must-win situations, because it's so strategically complex. But I don't know. I think
my colors today is really resemble what you just mentioned.
Sorry?
The red suit and black.
Colours, yeah.
Oh, that's true. The beef eater colors.
You could be a beef eater.
Yeah.
Career change.
And meanwhile, we have seen a pawn takes pawn on the board. I mean, white's pawn structure is just horrific. I mean, is Black looking at just getting into an endgame?
Possibly. I mean, Black doesn't necessarily need to capture this pawn back. Black could, for example, castle the king. Black could, I don't know, step his central pawn forward one square, potentially. Very surprised Mamedyarov, unless he studied this before, which he might well have done. I'm surprised he's kind of played the last few moves so quickly, because White had a bunch of options. And, OK, Richard captures in the centre. White's ugly pawns, they're starting to drop off, but the evaluation bar hates it.
Wow, wow, wow. I'm just looking at my database. Someone has played this, and it was Nishant against a Thurman, and it was like a case of like a David versus Goliath. I mean, White won very convincingly in 20 moves. Incredible stuff. So basically, White just developed the pieces, and Black was in big trouble.
OK, so which pieces did White develop? Because they're all asleep right now.
The knight came out, very natural, and then Black simply collapsed, and then the queen came out to attack the knight.
And yeah, I mean, essentially, Black's knight is the only piece that's out in the game right now, the only piece that's been developed. And if it gets crazy, Mamedyarov, he's strong enough attacking-wise to punish Black for getting development.
Yeah.
Level pawns right now as well, so we don't have to worry about material. It's all about open lines, all about speed of development.
Yeah.
Knight f3 would be natural to play here. Oh, queen d5.
Oh,
here we go.
Going for it.
Yeah.
Hanging around.
No. And the queen is, of course, threatening the knight, but at the same time, she can move herself into the e5 square and attack the rook.
Yeah, Black's knight, I think, needs to retreat. I don't see anything else, really. It looks too brave to keep that knight out in the centre. Maybe the knight can go back where it came from. Black's queen could jump out with a check, but I think that's just easily blocked. I don't think you can get away with being too ambitious here for Black. And there we go, the knight retreats. The evaluation bar didn't like what Shak did.
No, it hated it.
I guess it's conventional wisdom, don't bring your queen out too early.
And now the bar has changed its mind. It says White is better. And we see pawn takes pawn. And you have to remember that Shak just needs a draw, and that he will be through to the finals.
Yep, and now he's going to pawn up. He also has the bishop pair, so unless Black comes up with something quick, something creative, it's going to be trouble for Rapport.
And this queen takes c5 is also preventing Black to castle, which is a very important move to do. Yeah. And in the meanwhile, I think after queen takes c5, OK, now the queen is being attacked, and after the queen goes, and it's time for White to develop the minor pieces.
Yeah, quickly. I mean, you're playing with the queen. Black's playing with 3 pieces out right now. I'm slightly worried for Mamedyarov. OK, nice square for the queen. She can't get kicked around here. But Black can castle finally.
Yeah, Black can castle now, and I'm sure this is like 100% Rapport would do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I have to say, I'm very worried about the position here for white. You know, just because of the king's safety, the queen can give a check after he's castled, and
Oh no.
oh,
First.
Queen e7 first. I was wrong.
That's
yeah,
always
but the queen
commentator's
can
curse.
step back. This was one of the reasons I kind of added after he castles. But Rapport, he's relentless. Now he places a knight in the centre. And actually, we just assumed that the king would castle to the right. But it's actually possible for the king to find a nicer home on the left side. And I'm expecting the black knight sitting on a6 to relocate itself to support its companion.
Yeah, it's the commentator's curse, Irene. Anytime either of us says, like, oh, it's 100% going to be this move, it's never that move. But yeah, it still looks decent for black, as Jovanka says. The knight on the edge of the board can centralise. Black's bishop can defend this knight in the centre as well. I have a feeling Rapport's calculating right now whether black can castle either side. I'm not sure you can get away with giving up your knight yet, but it's tempting while white's king is stranded in the centre. And time disadvantage, though, for Rapport, 2 minutes against 3 minutes, could be significant, especially because it's so chaotic right now, quite hard to calculate. He's, yeah, it feels like he's not adapted to the pace. In the first game as well, while we were interviewing Magnus, Rapport on the clock did struggle. So big factor there. Pawn down, lower on the clock, but with a good position. And he does play, after a long think, the most natural move. We see an exchange. And which way would you take back, Jovanka?
With the knight.
Right, keep the queens on. Good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Go
Especially
for
if you
broke.
need to win.
And again, very crazy position on the board. I mean, black's king is ready to go to the left. The rooks are ready to go into the centre. White's king is in big danger.
You've got to move that white knight, surely. Get castled.
Yeah, it's
Or it's
forced.
too late. Where do you move the knight to? That's the question. F3 looks like the most natural square. Is Shak really thinking of bringing his bishop out to attack the black queen? Why else would you not bring your knight, develop your knight?
Bishop a3, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
Plays
he's
it.
going
there
for
it
it.
is.
Trying to deflect the black queen from the protection of her knight.
Yeah, but at some point you have to castle your king. And now, if I were Richard, I would be tempted just to move my king.
Move the black king, yeah, giving up castling rights, but white's king is this massive target. If you can get a black rook to the e-file, you win immediately. And there we go, massive threat on the board.
Now knight e2,
Yeah.
probably.
There we go, blocking the e-file, so black's rook can't do too much damage.
And just castle.
Okay, the rook comes to attack the queen. Queen has to take a step back and keep an eye on her knight. And now the black queen has to prevent the white king from castling.
Yep.
This position is still crazy. I mean, both kings in the centre of the board, they're stranded. I mean, Richard is material down.
It's a key moment for Richard. Like you said, one move, if white castles, he's out of any danger. He's at least going to draw the game, maybe even win it. So Richard needs something now. Stop white from castling. Black's king is committed. Okay, it moves again, but now white can castle, surely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then white's knight gets to the centre of the board.
he's missed his chance. He
Yeah.
had to stop the king getting to safety. And what happens next? I mean, what can black do? Attack the queen? But the queen can move away with check. Maybe he missed this.
Unless he wants to go into an endgame, he's going to try and get those queens off and trying to play against those weak white pawns. Still not out of it, but white's knight is very strong.
But this is definitely not what Rapport had in mind before, yeah? So things have gone wrong for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're 100% right there. Just if he had one or two more moves to kind of get that rook in the corner into the game, go for white's pawns, maybe, but just too slow.
Time for the white rook to mobilise. I'm thinking put it on the 7th row, put it... Oh, and we have a check.
Oh, this might be a killer because white's knight is coming in. Both of the black rooks are within range. If the white knight can end up on the c7 square, it will attack and fork both of those rooks. Did you see Mamedyarov? His eyes kind of looked across. He's got the camera up, I think. I think he's realising he's winning this game. He's looking pretty relaxed now, Mamedyarov, taking a sip of water.
And he has lots of time advantage.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You can't keep your rooks. White's knight is going to win one of the black rooks. And game over.
In the previous tournament, it was all about the teenagers. We had a bunch of teenagers in the knockout stage. in this one, it's the oldest player in the tournament, Shakhriyar and Mamedyarov at 37, looking like he's going to make it all the way to the big final to fight for the title.
Yeah, experience still matters in chess.
No
And
doubt.
now the white knight, it doesn't even need to rush to take the rooks.
Yeah.
Maybe delay it.
But I would.
Yeah. Before they run away.
Capture that rook in the corner and then just pin, step forward with your rook to the 4th row, pin the bishop, and I just can't see any situation where white is going to go wrong. And, well, Shakhriyar decides to do what David suggested, just move a rook, knight takes rook.
So you take the rook now, and then rook f4. Yeah.
Yep.
Double pin.
Double pinned.
Yeah, black's bishop. If
And
the
then
rook's... Sorry, you go.
Sorry. And then you can relax after this, like, because this pin is going to be forever.
Yeah.
Unless there would be an exchange of the rooks, which would be in white's favor.
Yeah, so even if the black bishop can move, which it has to now,
Yep.
before it was too late, as you say, white's favour. Bishop can't compete against a rook when there's pawns on both sides of the board. Black's king is active, though. I'm trying to look for little plus points, little glimmers of hope.
And the rook steps back, gives a check, everything is protected. I guess the white king could also make a move towards those pawns on the right. He just pushes his pawn forward. This is just very nice strategy. All his pawns are safe, and it is in the bag for Shakhriyar.
And is it kind of nice that they finish off for Richard Rapport the tournament with a rook versus bishop? Kind of.
Thank the chess gods. Thank Kaiser that there was no bishop versus rook today. That would have been a bit of a dampener. But OK, Richard still has an idea. Look at this. He's going to try and cut the coordination between the white rook and that A pawn. He's going to win it, but white's king is going to come across and cut off the black king if it captures.
And just before you thought it was going for 50-move rule, you push the pawn.
That's right. And yeah, just when Rapport maybe thought he had some chance winning that A pawn, the problem is now for black, his king is in the way. That black king is trapped. You can barely move now for Rapport. You can move your bishop, but no real chance anymore. This Mamedyarov doesn't even want to win. He's repeated the position now. This is the second time we've seen this position. If the bishop moves again, he'll happily keep repeating that order. Rapport 10 seconds as well, closing in on his last 10 seconds. He moves his bishop. He's got to play for a win. It's the same as a draw in this one.
And Mamedyarov advancing his pawns. Imagine also his rook will come to the 7th and he will repeat the position once more. A draw is good enough to win and secure a place into the finals.
Yeah, what a final that's going to be.
Oh, yeah.
And two of the most informed players, the players who topped the prelims as well, Duda and Mamedyarov. They're just so informed right now, both of them. They're sometimes inconsistent, those two. That's been the one criticism levelled at them, but not this tournament. They've just been fantastic. They both deserve to be there. OK, a check.
Probably king b4 first.
2, 1 second. Oh, so close.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
Mamedyarov would just repeat the moves again.
It's over. Shakhriyar Mamedyarov makes it to the big final of Aimchess Rapid watching.